Hello everyone. Today an article from Minnesota, and I'm going to show you the alliance that we have between the leftists. So if you're in the US, that means a Democrat, and if you are in Canada, it means often a liberal, an NDP supporter. A lot of those people are pure leftists. Now, what's a leftist? A leftist is somebody who believes in socialism, somebody who is slowly starting to creep towards the extreme branch of progressivity, and they're the ones that are starting to support violence in order to justify any of the actions and to justify, going after people who are more conservative or who are not progressive as they are. So it's the definition of a leftist. And this is a complete alliance between the two. So the Islamic doctrine and the leftists who are helping it along. And we're going to cover that today. So here we go. This article is from Minnesota Sun. And it is about a beauty queen who was stripped of her title this week because they found some tweets that she had done, and they decided, that's not going to be good enough for our beauty queen. We need to completely control control this person. Clearly, we can't control her, and we found some stuff in the past, and we're just going to go ahead and strip her title. So they're stripping her title because they claim that she's racist, that she's Islamophobic, and that she's insensitive. I mean, a lot of people, I'm insensitive. A lot of people, if you were to be stripped of everything just because you're insensitive, it's a little weird to me. So a model who supports President Donald Trump, of course they have to put that in there, had her beauty queen crown removed after inappropriate past social media posts were discovered. So her name is Kathy Zhou, and she is a Chinese immigrant. So now we have the left kind of turning on each other because there's a hierarchy of the victimhood, and even though she was an immigrant from China, so Chinese descent, she's not high up enough because the Muslims still outrank her in the victimology here. So this is what's happening. This is why they can go after her, because normally they would go after white people. But this is one where they're going after a Chinese immigrant. So yeah, all of you who are immigrants, pay attention here because you could be next on this one. Just because you're an immigrant doesn't mean you have an automatic guaranteed place on the podium anymore. It's not a card you can play for very long, not when Islam is around anyways. So here we go. She says that her title was stripped because of her conservative beliefs. I think that the past tweets didn't help, but she got the title after the tweets, so it should be irrelevant because the title was won on merit and not based on some of the stuff she said in the past. So it's very unfortunate that they are stripping her of this. I don't think they should have. They should have said she won this fair and square by doing whatever it is they do in beauty contests to win this. So now they have a person who they're questioning her character. So the article continues and it goes, being of good character. So the first question that comes to my mind is, how do you measure good character? Like, is there a rating? Is there a chart I can look at? Can I Google, good character? And then a lot of people would say I'm not of good character because I criticize Islam. So most Muslims out there would say my character is questionable. Should I lose my job or be stripped of whatever? I don't have any titles that you can strip me of, but that would be the mentality, right? Now, so that was one of the reasons. Now her tweets, let's talk really quickly about the tweets because you'll see how the leftists and the Islamists are in this together to make this happen. And it didn't just start with stripping her of the title, it actually came before. So I remember this story from 2018. I don't know, maybe you'll remember as well because it did make the news for quite a bit. It was a big story. So back in 2018, this same girl who later on went on to win the title of Miss, I don't know, Miss whatever, I don't know. But anyway, she won the title, the beauty queen title, after she had been already in the spotlight for this exact thing. So what happened is there was a World Hijab Day booth at her school, and she approached the booth. This Zhou, what's her first name? I'm gonna call her by her first name here. I'm sorry guys, I can't remember. Kathy Zhou. So Kathy approached the booth at the Michigan State University, And she was asked to try on a hijab, and she said no thank you, and she walked away. And she then took to social media to say that she didn't want to do that. So this is what she put on in a tweet. There is a try a hijab on booth at my college campus. So you're telling me that it's now just a fashion accessory and not a religious thing? Are you just trying to get women to used to being oppressed under Islam? So I happen to agree with Kathy. Muslims have been telling us the reason they need to wear their hijab is because it's a religious obligation. So therefore, why would you make a non-Muslim woman who's not religious try on a hijab and get upset about it? So that's the one thing about this tweet. But what happened after that is a whole bunch of people from our school, and this is where the leftists are coming in. Some of them are useful idiots because they think the victims are Muslims, really. So they'll come and back up Muslims on pretty much anything they do. But the leftists came in and started a petition to try to get Kathy kicked out of her school for that tweet. So this is a marriage between leftists and Islamists. It's very unfortunate because the leftists don't realize that as soon as the Islamists will take power, so that means whenever Muslims are in a big enough number that they can take over, they will actually get rid of you. Dear leftists, you are the first on the chopping block after they have used you. And this is what they did in Egypt when the Muslim Brotherhood took over. You will see this happen over and over in history. Communists did the same kind of thing. They killed the people who helped them get into power because they were afraid they weren't going to be of the exact same ideology, and therefore were worried about potentially revolution within that faction of the society. So they just got rid of them. They rounded them all up and they killed them. Hitler went and did the same thing with the brown shirts. He decided that they were not Nazi enough, and he made sure that in one night he got rid of as many leaders and brown shirts as he possibly could, leaders of the brown shirts, and the SS took over after that. So there you go. This has happened before, so leftists, pay attention because you are next. Once Islam takes over, you will not be around to see much of it. They will cut your head off. So I agree with this woman and her tweets. She was already in the public eye in 2018 for doing this tweet, and then she went on and won the title. So it was out there. It's not like it was a secret. It's not like social media is a brand new thing and they couldn't figure it out. I mean, I apply for a job, and the first thing all the HR departments do now is they're going to go through my social media feed. So it's not like it's a mystery. This is not 2004 where this is all kind of starting to come out. We're all used to it by now. So there's absolutely no reason for any of these people that are part of the community that decided to remove her title of beauty queen. There's no reason for them to have not known about this before. They would have known. They would have known about this. So what happened and why did they do this? Well, they claim that she then went on to post another one where she's stating the truth and stating facts. And I know facts are hard for people because they do state the truth and it doesn't go with the exact narrative people want. So the second part of her tweet is that the majority of black deaths are caused by other black people. And there's the FBI statistics actually back her up on this. So she's saying fix problems within your own community before blaming others. So I find that this is very interesting, the timing of this article, the timing of stripping her from this, because where have we heard this before? Very recently, the fix your problem in your own community. It was actually Donald Trump who did that tweet against the now dubbed squad. And I find it interesting. So what's happening now is this is a propaganda attempt. So the leftists are coming out and they're trying to to paint Trump and his supporters. This is why they linked her, this Kathy, to Trump. There's no reason to link Kathy Zhou to Trump in this article if you're going to get the point across, but yet they did. That was the first line in the article, this Trump supporter, beauty queen Trump supporter. So they're linking the two together in an attempt to show that all Trump supporters want immigrants to go back to their own country. But what's really dumb about this is that this is an immigrant herself. So it's like they can't really go with it, so they had to bring in the Islamophobia issue, which was already known, but they brought it in because they had to paint her as a complete bigot. And so they've done that. But again, you see that here they've partnered up the two main factions that are trying to overthrow the US the way the US is, the leftists, so the entire left branch, the Democratic branch, as well as Islam, both working together to overthrow any conservative values, any of the American values that are out there. They're working together. And this article points exactly what is happening. If you start looking at articles with the same way, ask yourself, why is Donald Trump's name mentioned in here? Why are we talking about this? And then ask yourself, why is groups, far left groups like Antifa, why are they not in the news for all of the damage they cause, right? Why are we not going after them more, but we're going after a beauty queen and completely dragging her name in the mud when all she did was tweet the truth and tweet how she felt about the hijab. So again, pay attention to that when you read these articles, because you're going to start to see this. You're going to start to see the leftist Islamic Association Alliance and how they're working together to bring down the American values and the Canadian values for us up here in Canada. So there you go, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.